What is your American dream?
To live a comfortable life, like where I don't have to worry about bills, I don't have to worry about anything. I'm just living comfortably to support my family and be healthy.
My American dream is to be successful and to thrive in what I do.
My American dream is to build a legacy, like my family did, my past family did, that migrated over here. For my children.
I just want to be successful, be a role model to the next generation.
American dream is to become an entrepreneur, and which I'm planning to start my own business very soon back home in Nigeria. I'm trying to gather a lot of experience and a lot of partners here in America. Then I'll take them to Nigeria.
My American dream is basically live in a world where there's less stigmatism about any culture and it's to be more accepting. Because that's what America is built off of, a melting pot of different cultures.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam!
Hi, Sam. There's a package for you.
Oh, hi, Alex! Oh, for me?
Yes,
oh, my
it is.
goodness. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day.
Okay, you
Bye-bye.
too. Oh, excited. Thank you. Oh, I wonder what this is. Okay. Okay. I got my Bradshaw Live mug. Oh, well, I'm very excited, except why did it take so long for me to get my Bradshaw Live mug? I'm one of the most important groundhogs on this team. Everyone, including Brad's squad, they all got their mugs before me. Don't people know I'm a VIG? Very important groundhog. I should have gotten this earlier, but oh well, beggars can't be choosers. Ow! Hello, Brad squad. I didn't see you there. How are you? Happy Thursday. In case you missed Tuesday's show, the Brad squad team went with Yonathan Elias to the Puerto Rican Day Parade. It was wonderful. We had a great time. We spoke to amazing people. We were able to go and show our support for Puerto Rico as the island continues to work towards rebuilding after Hurricane Maria. It was a great time. I was a total Boricua groundhog. We had a blast. Anyway, what's on today's show? Lots of good stuff. You'll have to watch and see. Ooh, I can't wait to drink my pickle juice out of this.
All right, everybody, it is Thursday. Sorry we had to start twice because the first time around our voice was like this. So we had to start all over again. So we apologize for stopping and starting, but we thought it was important that hopefully everybody can hear what we have to say, right? And welcome, Belgium Kim.
Thank you.
Look how beautiful you look in your blue today.
Right.
You look very good in blue.
You do. Thank you.
Yes. And Jonathan?
Hey,
you look handsome and muscular as always. Looks like somebody took their headshots today, right?
I did.
Yes.
That's why I got a fresh cut.
Yeah, fresh cut and everything. Welcome. And of course, welcome to the entire Brad squad. By the way, Groundhog Sam was not the only one with got mugs. We have been starting to get pictures from people from our Brad squad with their mugs. With their mug. Okay. So we're calling it mug with a mug, right?
Yes.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yep.
So we already got our picture, and we'll show some more tomorrow. And then obviously, as people get their mugs, and if you want a mug, all you got to do is let Belgium Kim know, hey, I want a mug. I'm part of Brad Squad.
Yeah.
Send it to me. Send her a private message. She will definitely get you a mug. Our first mug with a mug. Let's see, Dion Watson. Let's see. Dion, she is a member of the Brad Squad, and there she is in her living room. There she was. Is that her living room? She's got a nice big place there.
Right.
I know.
We could all go and crash on her couch.
Furnished.
Look at
Yeah.
her.
That is not a New York
living the life there,
Right.
Dion Watson.
I
All
like
right.
that. Wait, where does she live?
I don't know where. She's live on Park Avenue, baby.
What?
Yeah, I don't
She got
know.
money.
Our second mug with a mug
Oh,
is
who we got?
Carol Anderson, the Tiger. There she
Oh.
is. Carol, she does a
Lovely.
close up. So we
I
have no
like.
idea where she lives.
Right.
Right?
I like it, though.
She likes it. Very
That's
nice.
a
Very
selfie.
pretty. Okay, so our third mug with a mug Princess Martin Uniqueness. Let's see Princess. She did. Look at that. She did a lot of hire her in our social media graphics department. Look at that with the heart.
Yeah.
Very, very fancy. And our final mug with a mug. Okay, you too could also be like us.
Drinking in style.
Drinking in style with the Brad Show. Exactly, drinking in style with the Brad Show Live mug. All you have to do is I had to take a sip as I was talking, right? I couldn't just put it back down. I was looking at it. I needed it.
Right.
So you too can also get a mug with a mug. Just let Belgium Kim know, and she will get you. But what you have to do is you got to send a picture to us, like Tanetso Bless Robinson did. Here's her mug with a mug.
Oh.
There she is. Is that in
Lighting?
her kitchen?
Yeah.
She got that in her kitchen. It's good lighting.
Yeah, she's some good lighting there.
She is positively glowing.
Yeah, we have some very attractive Brads.
Smizing.
What's smizing?
She's smizing, smiling with her eyes.
Ooh.
Tyra Banks taught us that.
Tyra Banks taught us that.
Really?
That's a top model trick right there.
I don't watch that show.
Let's see. Okay, look at the camera. Just smile regular. Don't do anything crazy with your eyes. Just smile regular.
Yeah.
Okay, now you gotta smize. Now smize.
What is smize?
So you smize like this. Ooh. Is
that it? Is that it? Did I do it?
Boom.
Boom. Boom. There you have it. All right. So meanwhile, I guess we should say hello. I'm told I say too many hellos to people.
I mean,
I was told the other day, Brad, you spend 15 minutes saying hello to people.
About 25.
25 minutes. Well, you know what?
One quarter of our show.
You know what we're going to do? How about this? We're going to pick a feed every day to say hello to. Okay? Because we spend too much time saying hello to people. We can't get through everything we want to get through.
Right.
So today's feed, I'm going to pick Law Office is a Spar and Bernstein feed.
All right.
Okay. And Mantha Kadir and Christy Consali, Lisa Bling Rose says hello. And Angela Miss Ann Hurd. She says, hello, I've been waiting for a return call back and never received it. Angela, all you have to do is call 1-800-529-5465. I don't know, maybe, I hope that, our office is calling you back, but if not, just please give us a call back at 1-800-529-5465. Susan Shaw, we sing hello. Salou and I already coming in with the question, and that's exactly what we're going to do in about 45 minutes. Every question that you have on social media, we're going to answer, including, you don't even have to ask immigration questions. You could ask Yonathan, hey, what'd you have for dinner last night? Anything you want. We're going to answer every question that you have. It could be legal questions, could be immigration questions, and it could be simple like, hey, Yo-Yo, what'd you eat for dinner last night? Now watch.
Chicken fajita pasta that I made.
And you don't bring in any leftovers. Thank you very much.
I just finished it today.
And Angie Angel says hola, and Lisa Montauk says nothing much, hun. I guess she was responding sometime earlier. And everybody who's watching on Brad Squad, hello, hello, hello. I'm sorry we can't say hello to everybody. We'll spend way too much time. But of course, if you do want that mug with a mug, all you got to do is let Belgium Kim know.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting into our immigration questions. We're going to try to get to our immigration questions by a little after 6 o'clock. The telephone number to call if you do want to get in the queue right now. We have nobody in our queue right now. So if you do want to get into the queue, it's 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. And of course, yesterday we were not on the air, but on Tuesday we had a very, very poor showing from both sides, I have to admit.
Yeah.
It was an extraordinarily poor showing. Nobody would have made the World Cup. It would not have been. It would not have been the Law Office's Spar and Bernstein feed, nor it would have been Brad Show Live feed.
Yep.
Nobody was making the World Cup. Quite frankly, our sharing is down. I feel we're not as many people care anymore about sharing. Is that it?
True,
because
guys.
they say sharing is caring, and I'm thinking maybe people don't care anymore.
No.
Maybe Trump is rubbing off on everybody.
Yeah.
And it's a dog eat dog world in Trump's world. There's a winner and a loser.
Yeah.
And maybe everyone's like, Brad, you know what? We got to all look out for number one now. we're not going to share anymore. Do you think that could be it?
No, I don't think so.
You think so?
No, they care about us.
You think so?
I know so.
Why do you know so? What makes you feel this?
When you were sick, everybody was hitting us up. Whoa, let's get centered. What are we doing?
You are centered.
No, we weren't.
You are very centered. You're very centered. All right.
No, but they really cared about you. So
all right, good.
I feel like they care. You guys show us that you care by sharing.
I'm not
That's
mad.
right.
I'm just disappointed.
Why don't you ask them to show that they care by sharing? Can you do that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, curb the disappointment, family. We need your shares. Tell your friends, tell your family. There is a button on the bottom left or bottom right, depending on what you're doing on. It says share. It is literally that easy. Click it. Share it to groups. Share it on your friends' walls. Share it in private messages. Copy the link and send it to them via text messages, old school. Send a carrier pigeon.
So sharing is caring. So please share. We're not going to have a contest, but you definitely don't want to come in second place, right?
This is very true.
You don't want to come in second place.
I hate losing.
It is no contest.
Anything.
It really doesn't matter who wins. You just don't want to come in last.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we'll see who hopefully doesn't come in last. Hopefully it's a tie. So please share with your friends and family. Let them know that we're gonna be helping them with all their immigration issues and whatever other issues they have. Meanwhile, I don't know if we can somehow get rid of everybody in the booth behind us and get the people from Singapore government TV. Yeah, I want to replace them.
Oh my God, that's
because
rough.
I was reading that Trump got rid of everybody. Got when in the Kim Jong-un Donald Trump summit.
Yeah.
Okay, which was just basically a big photo op.
Right.
Okay. He would not allow anybody who covers the White House into the lunch between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump. He only allowed the Singapore television crew in. And apparently they're able to film and make everybody look very thin.
Get out of here.
Yes. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump said, as they sat down for lunch, and Jim Acosta from CNN reported that they're not allowing anyone who covers the White House in. He says, get the Singapore TV crew in. They're getting a good picture, everybody, so we look nice and handsome and thin and perfect. That's exactly what he said. So now apparently Kim Jong-un, I'm not going to get rid of anybody in the booth. Look, they're like not, I was just making a joke, all right, please.
Ooh, there's a lot of,
they're getting very angry.
There's a lot of mad faces
A lot of mad faces is right. All right, and so no, Sam's not going anywhere. Nobody's going anywhere.
That's probably Sam doing that.
I just thought that maybe the Singapore crew could make us look thin. I don't know. That's what Donald Trump said.
Is that real? Is that real news?
It's real. It's real news. And
That's
apparently
crazy.
Kim Jong-un was very, very, very insulted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have some reaction. Don't we have the reaction to when Donald Trump said to Kim Jong-un, get in the photographers who make you look thin? Do we have that?
I want to see this.
Yes, let's see.
Getting a good picture.
Yeah, look at him. He was very. Did you see his face?
His eyes.
Did you see his eyes roll up? You're like, did Donald Trump just call me fat?
Oh,
did he just call me fat?
That is such a side eye. That's an
exactly
epic
what
side
happened.
eye.
That is exactly what happened. So
what?
Yeah. Now I didn't hear what he said, but look at his face.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is too funny. So apparently during the lunch that the Singapore TV crew filmed, Donald Trump was talking to Kim Jong-un about the great beachfront properties in North Korea that has not been developed yet.
Okay.
And he knows about this because he's seen the missiles explode right off the beach that North Korea was testing.
Right.
So he said, wouldn't it be much better if there was a Trump condo there instead of you blowing up some missiles?
Are you serious?
I am serious. During this entire meeting, he was pitching ideas to Kim
Are you
Jong-un.
effing
He was
serious?
pitching ideas to Kim Jong-un for real estate. And he actually said it. He actually said it here. I have it. Trump told reporters, North Korea, this is not fake news, Yonathan. This is actually real.
Seems
Yeah, I
like
mean, it seems fake, but I'll tell you it is real. Trump told reporters, North Korea has great beaches. You see that wherever they're exploding cannons into the ocean. I said to Kim Jong-un, boy, look at that view. Wouldn't that make a great condo?
Oh my God.
Trump said he advised Kim that instead of pursuing his nuclear ambitions, he should have Trump build the best hotels in the world.
Is that fake?
Yeah, that's a.
So
that is a.
So that's what he wants.
That could be one of the Trump hotels in North Korea. So this entire summit was for dumb Eric and John and Don Jr. to go build some hotels in North Korea.
This is just ridiculous now. Like, the real reason he became president was to go and talk to leaders.
So
of different
meanwhile,
countries
there was the iconic picture. And by the way, Yonathan told me he gets all his news from us.
Basically, as you can see from my facial expression.
Jonathan doesn't read the news.
I read entertainment news.
You read entertainment news, right? But any politics, Jonathan learns it right here on the set.
I purposely don't read it so I can learn from y'all.
So apparently, Jonathan, we have an iconic picture of Kim Jong-un. Okay, can we post that picture? We have an iconic picture. This is the iconic picture from the summit of Kim Jong-un in Singapore. Okay, and where is that taken? That is taken. Where is that taken? In Singapore. Where in Singapore is this? We don't know. Somewhere at a tourist site in Singapore. Okay. Okay. Now, our Belgium Kim. Okay, there's Kim Jong-un. Okay, and our Belgium Kim had also visited Singapore. And she took a picture in the same exact spot. Let's see that.
What?
That's not the same spot.
It is the exact same spot. It is at Gardens by the Bay.
All right, let's go back and
Singapore.
see Kim Jong-un.
We have it side by side, I think.
Let's see the Kim Jong-un picture. He looked like he was in the backdrop of a. That is. That's
Kim
he's just in the evening.
Right,
and you're during the day.
Exactly.
So it is Kim versus Kim. All right, let's put them up.
Oh, look at
let's
that
put them
side by
up.
side.
Our very own Kim versus Kim. Belgium Kim versus Kim Jong-un. That is a much better. That's a much better showdown than Donald Trump versus Kim Jong-un.
Right. Night and day.
Who wore? I mean, we can't make this stuff up. But who wore it better? Right?
Who took it better, man?
Who's taking it better? Right there, Kim. There's Belgium Kim, and then there's Dictator Kim. Dictator Kim? And Belgium Kim. Which one do we like better, Jonathan? Belgium Kim or Dictator Kim?
Kim all
Belgium
the way.
Kim all the way. Taking it right in the same spot.
Take my crown.
All the way.
No, I saw that picture and I was like, oh my God, he was so basic. He took the same picture I did.
Yeah, by the way.
You're the originator.
Exactly, he copied me.
By the way, the FIFA World Cup is starting today. FIFA. They call it FIFA.
Yeah.
It's not FIFA.
No.
It's only FIFA. It's only FIFA for people who don't follow soccer.
FIFA,
right?
fun.
Right. It's FIFA.
FIFA.
And it started in St. Petersburg and Moscow, both places I've been to recently. I should see where Putin's taking his pictures, and then I could say who did it better, me or Dictator Putin.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Because I have all my pictures from St. Petersburg and Moscow as well. So 32 teams will be competing. One of the teams who will not be competing, the United States of America. Nope.
But Belgium's in it.
Yes.
Hey.
And
Meanwhile, Belgium is in it.
Belgium is in it, and they're going to be strong this year.
Strong, man.
Interesting. And maybe they need some strong back.
Yeah, they need
some.
Well, no, they need to be able to play the game,
Yes.
Brad.
Right.
Yes.
I think
to
they'll be
focus on
playing
the game.
another game.
That is correct. Tamika Nelson says Russia won today. That is correct. They did win
Nice.
5-0. Tamika following the World Cup.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She could be our sports reporter.
There you go.
Right.
Send her out.
Right. We can send her right from courtside next to her television. Right. Right. I'm reporting right from the television set right now. And
Maybe she should have went to City Field
she
instead
should
of
have
me.
went to City. Yeah, maybe she would probably know more than you. And meanwhile, it's come down to Canada, Mexico, or the United States. Interestingly, for who's going to host the World Cup in 2026.
Really?
Yeah, Donald Trump had to. This is also true. Donald Trump had to write a letter to the head of FIFA saying that that every country and their fans will be allowed to come to the United States to watch the game.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It's so annoying.
That is.
Yeah. He said, Donald Trump wrote, the United States has put together a strong bid with Canada and Mexico. Oh, they're putting it in together.
Yeah.
With Canada and Mexico. So we can work together.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's okay.
But
That's
to live
okay.
here and start a life.
But live here, we can throw a soccer game with them. But to
Right.
live here, we can't.
Absolutely not.
All right.
You know why? Because it's making them money. It's making him money.
And part of some of the countries that are in the World Cup, aren't they on or
So
they're
they're
usually
working
there?
together now for the World Cup, but they can't work together to deal with anything else.
Right.
Nope.
That
What's up
doesn't
with
make
that,
any
Yonathan?
sense.
Listen, I'm not even surprised by anything anymore when it comes to him.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Donald Trump.
sad.
Yeah, he wrote on Twitter. I don't even know why I follow this guy on Twitter.
Wait, you're supposed to follow the page
The
that
page that doesn't follow.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Come on.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
What?
All right,
Don't
I'm
give
gonna
him
do
those
that.
numbers,
Right.
Brad.
The United States has put together a strong bid with Canada and Mexico for the 2026 World Cup. Trump wrote, "It would be a shame if countries that we always support were to lobby against the United States bid. Why would we should be supporting these countries when they don't support us?" So basically, any other country that it wants to host the soccer tournament can't, according to Donald Trump, because he basically threatened them and says, if you don't allow us, I mean, he's a dictator, Donald Trump, who was elected.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
Exactly.
he's an elected
Absolutely.
dictator. He
Absolutely.
really is. And Canadians, they're boycotting now products.
Wow.
They're boycotting products from the United States. They're canceling vacations to America.
Wow.
Yeah, it's happening. In Ottawa, a man posted a Trump-free grocery cart full of products from Canada.
Wow.
And he said this is countries with strong leadership. Vacationers said that they would be staying up north in Canada this summer rather than book trips to the United States. FUCKU Trump. We just booked $3,000 vacation to beautiful British Columbia. Happy anniversary to us. Tweeted somebody who was from Canada. So Canada and the United States having a little bit of a rift.
That sounds like it's going to be super convenient
Yeah.
for a united soccer World
Right.
Cup.
Yes, I don't know how that's going to all
Right.
work out. Yeah. Hopefully by 2026, Trump's no longer the president.
Oh,
All right,
please.
he will be gone by then. And meanwhile, I saw a very nice story that there's a girl with California girl. She's not allowed to go in the sun. If she goes in the sun, basically her skin will burn off.
Oh,
Oh.
Did you see
It's
this?
a vampire.
Yeah, her name is Riley McCoy. She wants to be a normal girl, but she can't because her skin will peel off as soon as she goes into the sun.
What?
She has something called ectodermia pigmentosum. It's a rare skin condition characterized by an extreme sensitivity to ultraviolet rays from sunlight, according to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, because that's what we had to check to see exactly what this was. So if the sunlight reaches her face, it's going to burn her. Okay?
poor girl.
But she wanted to walk to graduation, and she wore latex gloves and a special bubble front UV safe hood with a built-in fan under her blue graduation cap. It was a major upgrade from her usual plastic visor sewed into a hat. And to minimize her time outside, Riley was the last to walk her graduation. When the students spotted her on the way to the stage in a golf cart, they all stood up and broke into applause, gave her a standing ovation.
Wow.
So Riley says she's both relieved and a little sad that high school is over because she's really sad that she's leaving everybody.
Yeah.
And most people are. They even made the song, right? That high school song that's at every
graduation song.
the graduation song, right?
Yeah.
You can sing it. You're allowed to sing it, right?
No,
What's that?
By Mel C.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's a sad song.
It is. It's not a sad song.
Yeah,
it's like a memory song.
That's sad because
in middle school, I burned just that song on a bunch of CDs and handed it to all my friends.
I can
was
just
going
picture
to a different
Right.
school.
And now you seem to be over it, right?
Yeah, I don't
seem to be over it, right? You don't talk to any of them anymore, right?
She knew she wasn't going to talk to them either.
No.
Like,
Bye.
So meanwhile, if you remember a few weeks ago, and we're going to get to everybody's immigration questions in about 3 minutes. If you remember about a couple weeks ago, were you here, Yonathan, when the girl took the cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito to the prom? And put
absolutely
it on?
not.
You didn't see that? You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah, what was her name? Her name was Allison Kloss.
She was my hero.
17-year-old Allison Kloss. She was not invited to the prom.
Why?
Nobody invited her. So she took a cutout of Danny DeVito, put him on roller skates and took him to the prom as the date. And she was the biggest hit of the prom. Everybody wanted to dance with cardboard cutout.
Did she dance with them?
She danced with Danny DeVito, but she didn't allow anyone else to dance with Danny DeVito.
Look at him.
So
what the hell?
How funny is that? So apparently Danny DeVito was.
Did he reach out to her?
No, he did not reach out to her.
Come on, Danny.
Come on, Danny. He did something different.
What?
He made a cardboard cutout of Alison Kloss last week, Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
and he wrote on Instagram, "Hey Allison, I heard you took cardboard Danny to prom. What a coincidence!" And he took cardboard Allison to Patty's for lunch.
Oh my God! On the set of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Wow.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
And finally, before we get
that's so funny.
Is that funny? And finally, before we get to all our immigration questions. We had Kim versus Kim already.
Yeah.
We had the Donald versus Kim.
Yeah.
We had the Donald versus the World. We have the World Cup in Russia.
Right.
And now we have Raccoon versus Skyscraper. This is the summer blockbuster. And this story captivated the nation yesterday, Yonathan. The entire United States was on the edge of its seat while the raccoon was stranded climbing 20 stories up the side of a building in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It climbed all the way up to the 17th floor. Then it went all the way down, but didn't come down all the way. Then it went way back up again. Twitter was ablaze. Somebody please save the raccoon.
He's so high.
Yes. So finally, at 3 in the morning, the raccoon finally made it to the top of the skyscraper, and they were able to save this poor raccoon, who, by the way, all of the raccoons, aunts and uncles, had gotten running over on the street by the fire engines coming over to save this raccoon.
No.
That usually happens. That usually happens, right? You always end. That's
top news. I love it.
That was the top news from Bradshaw Live.
That's
all the news that was fit to talk about. All the news that was fit to talk about.
What Groundhog Sam had to say about that? I'm surprised.
Groundhog Sam.
Surprised she didn't go.
He was like, "Don't jump! Don't do it!
You have so much to live for."
Yes.
Probably was literally looking at Twitter just like.
Yeah, Groundhog Sam was stressing until 3 o'clock in the morning.
All right, so now we're at about 10 after 6, and now we have to get to what we call answering your questions, right? Getting answers. Call with your immigration questions. Eventually, at some point, I will be able to read the card.
You'll know what that says.
I will be able to read the card right.
Yeah.
At some point, we have had this card now for at least 6 weeks, and I always forget what it says.
And we just saw it, and I still don't know.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Can we do the card again one more time? Maybe we have to change the card. Let's do it again. Getting answers. Call with your immigration questions.
That was good.
That's
Maybe
the segment.
That's
what the segment is called.
Right.
Getting answers. Call with your immigration questions.
Real quick, Groundhog Sam has given us an update saying that shares are very low. 32 to 10.
I told you, nobody cares anymore.
Come on,
There's
guys.
no caring.
So before we start,
okay,
can we just give a boost of motivation?
Please.
You guys, 32 to 10. We're about to start the immigration questions. Come on, man, just share. Everybody that's watching right now, if you share at least 2 times each, we gotta double this right now. Right now, double it. Double it right now at the second.
Like in the next 30 seconds.
Triple.
We're gonna.
I'm gonna tell you something. They should be able at 10 shares. They should be able to triple it in 45 seconds.
This is true.
Right?
This is true. It's not that hard, y'all.
Yeah. There are almost 100 of you watching us right now.
That's right.
There should be 300 shares.
If you want a good show, you need to share it so people can call in.
Yeah, you know what? Low shares means low energy.
Exactly.
High shares means high energy.
And high shares means people calling in with their questions.
That's correct.
And this is entertainment to you guys as well, so just share.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. You know what? Let me just start answering immigration questions.
All right.
And then we'll just answer them to the 6 people who have shared so far. Right. Okay, everyone else cover your ears. All right. Maria in San Jose, California. Maria.
Hi. Hi, I have a question to you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my friend came in here as a assumed name, under assumed name, and then he married. And she married a U.S. citizen. Is he allowed to
What was the visa
file
he
a
came here on?
citizenship?
What was the visa he came here on?
He assumed name.
And under an assumed
Like
name.
a different
Okay,
name.
all right.
Yeah.
So basically, what he did, Yonathan and Belgium Kim, if you don't know what that means, is he had a passport, okay, and
Yes.
somehow that passport had his photograph and a different name in it.
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
There are, can't even begin to tell you from every country in the world. There's not a country in the world who can't seem to not be able to counterfeit some sort of passport and get through Customs and Border Patrol. That is a bigger issue in terms of, now I'm not saying he's doing anything wrong or he's a bad guy, but in terms of security to the United States of America, nobody talks about that, and that's a bigger issue than people running across the border from Mexico. Now, what state is he in?
San Jose, California.
Okay, so he's in San Jose, California. The only states that allow you to adjust your status here in the United States coming on a substituted passport would be New York or Connecticut. Only in the Second Circuit do they allow it.
No, she got a green card already.
She got her green card already. So now you
Yeah,
want her
it
to
was
be... now-
20 years
okay.
already.
Oh, it was 20 years ago.
She wants to file
All right.
citizenship.
So now let me ask you this question. Okay.
Mhm.
When she got her green card, did the government know she came here on a substituted passport?
That is, I don't know, because he married a U.S. citizen.
Okay, so 20 years ago, it's possible she paid a penalty fee. If the government knows about it and she did a waiver, it's not a problem. If she held the fact that she came on a substituted passport, then it could be a problem when she goes for her citizenship because she may have misrepresented how she got her green card, how she came to the United States. So really what it comes down to is, did the government know about her fraudulent entry when she got her green card? And if they did know about it, she would need to have done a waiver. And she could have done a waiver and gotten her green card. If they didn't know about it, then she would be perpetrating a fraud by doing her citizenship. And then she should speak to an attorney.
Also, she's allowed to, once she get a green card, probably she got a waiver, right?
I would think so, but I don't know. I don't know for a fact. You know, a lot of times, because I'll tell you why. A lot of times, back 25 years ago, people would write entered without inspection, and the immigration officer never asked, what do you mean entered without inspection? And they paid a penalty fee and got a green card. So that happened a lot. Okay, so I don't know if she did a waiver or not. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Okay, hold on. I think that person's going to need a consultation. Hold on. All right, let's go to Alicia. Alicia in West Palm Beach, Florida. Alicia.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
I'm an international student in the U.S. And I did one semester. I did one semester at school, and my second semester was not paid off. Like it wasn't paid because my sponsor was having financial complications. So I finished the semester. I still have a balance there. I got authorizations to leave the country because I'm on spring break and all that stuff. But I'm looking to transfer to a different school because I got a new sponsor, but I still won't be able to pay off my balance at the first school. Would I be able to transfer to another school? I know I won't get my transcript, but would I be able to transfer to another school?
You can transfer into another school as long as the school that you didn't pay all the money to has not put you out of status. It all depends what they put in the SEVIS system. Do you know what they put in the system? Do they have you as matriculated still or not matriculated?
I don't know what they have me as.
So that's what you need to find out. You need to go to your foreign guidance advisor and just make sure that they didn't notify in the SEVIS system, which is the Student Exchange Visitor Information System. That's what the school uses to communicate to the Department of Homeland Security. You know, I don't know what their policy is. You know, it depends on the school policy. If you don't pay, that means you're not matriculated into school, and that means you're out of status, or they didn't notify. You know, you're matriculated, you go to school, and we just have to figure out how to collect the debt from you. I don't know what they did. You know, but that's really what it comes down to. As long as they didn't notify Department of Homeland Security that you're out of status because you didn't pay pay the money, although you were going to school, then it shouldn't be a problem. If they notified them that you're out of status because you didn't comply with all the requirements of paying, then you got a problem. So the call is really going to be, the telephone call is going to be to your foreign student advisor tomorrow, not to me. And if as long as you're still okay in the SEVIS system, yes, you can change schools. If you're not okay, then you got to come see me.
Okay, thank you.
You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome. Hold on. All right, let's go to Mary in Atlanta, Georgia. Mary.
Hi, hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Very good. What's going on?
Okay, I am out of status, and I'd like to adjust my status. I have a son. He's going to turn 22 at the end of the month.
Right.
He was born here.
Right.
And so I wanted to know, how could I proceed? I'm really hesitant because of everything that's happening now, and
Well, let me ask you a question. How did you come to the United States of America?
on a visa, a B1 visa.
And Mary, you've never had any issues with the law before, correct?
Well, I was in a domestic situation, but I got a null, what is it?
No prosecution. It means they dropped the charges.
Right.
So that's fine.
Right.
Okay. So the answer is, given you have two options right now. Let's weigh both options. Okay, to continue to live illegally in America, or to file a legal application to legally get your green card. If you file a legal application to legally get your green card, which you can because your son is 22 years old and a U.S. citizen and you made a legal entry into America and you don't have any criminal record, you are by law entitled to get a work permit and you are by law entitled to a green card in 9 months. Okay? So to me, and I understand your hesitance because you see this crazy orange dude in the White House, screaming and yelling, kick all the immigrants out. But the fact is, the law is the law, no matter what he says. And the law says that if you're illegal, they have the right to kick you out. If you have a green card, they can't kick you out. Okay? You can apply for a green card legally and get it legally. They can't deny it from you. I would have your son file for you immediately. If you are nervous and scared, that's why you hire good attorneys like myself who take you through the process and make sure everything is good. That way you sleep well.
Right. What about if I get to the interview? Wouldn't they nab me or something? Because I've been reading a lot.
No one's going to nab you at an interview if you're entitled to a green card.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on one second.
I'd love to use your firm, though.
And no one's nabbing you next to me. Okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. Hold on one second. Not in your particular situation. Hold on. All right. Let's go to Tamara in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tamara.
Hello. How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. I am presently on a J1 visa that expires. The contract expires on the 30th of this month. I have applied for a U.S. waiver and got a job that is willing to file an H-1B visa for me.
Right. Did you get the waiver approved?
The waiver has not yet been approved. So right now it's at the Department of State.
Yeah, you can't do it until the waiver's approved.
Okay,
so number one, you can't do it till the waiver's approved, and number two, there's no more H-1B visas. So you would have to go home or find some other visa status to go into, and then come back the following year on an H-1B.
Oh, okay.
All right. But is it an H-1B you want to, right? That's what you said, H-1B.
Right, H-1B.
Yeah. You would need to either get the waiver approved before you file it, or try to find some other avenue. So hold on, let's see if we can help. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Chantel in Baltimore, Maryland. Chantel.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. So I called sometime like 2 weeks back and I asked you a question. I'm working and my boss asked me to do the fingerprint because of the daycare, because they want to check. Right. So I did the fingerprint and then it came back say my record was clean and everything. So now today my boss is telling me that they sent a form saying that I have to get a notary so that the government can look into my fingerprint.
Right.
So now I'm getting really nervous.
All right. So then, at this point, why don't you have a personal consultation with me, and then let's see what we can do. Okay?
Do you do phone consultation? Because I'm in Maryland.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hold on one second. Okay?
All right.
All right. Let's go to Ann in New York, New York. Ann.
Hi. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have a question. If I sign an affidavit of support for my sister who is attending school here as an international student. But there's also another family member who is being filed for a green card through marriage, but they need some assistance with affidavit of support. Is there any issue if I do both?
No.
Would one affect the other?
No, as long as you make enough money to support everybody, it's not a problem.
Okay.
You can do 10, it depends on just how much money you make. That's
Okay.
All right?
Really appreciate your
You're very
help.
welcome.
Thanks. Keep
All
up the
right.
good work.
Thank you very much. All right, so 1-800-529-5465. Not only is it not sharing, we don't have a lot of calls today.
Yeah.
How dare they?
How dare they? It's one of those shows. I don't know what's going on
What are we
today.
at right now?
I don't
Groundhog
know.
Sam?
I don't know.
So disappointed in the
I
Brad
don't know.
squad.
So call 1-800-529-5465. By the way, there was while we're waiting for some calls, there was some reporters that were allowed in. They're separating families at the border now. And and there was even a report I read today that a child was being breastfed by his mother. And they took the child away from the breastfeeding mother.
Wow.
There's reports that when the families come to the border, they tell the Border Patrol tells the parents, we're just taking your child to go take a shower and we'll bring him or her right back. And then they disappear into a children's jail, never to see their parents again.
God.
Yes. And this is all from Donald Trump and Jeff Sessions, that little muskrat.
Right.
Isn't it like a little muskrat,
Oh,
right?
Kate McKinnon
yeah,
devil.
yeah. They announced what's called their zero tolerance policy.
Right.
And the zero tolerance policy is basically that they want to discourage people from coming to the border. So they're going to separate you from your family.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So now there have been reporters that were finally allowed into what is basically the children's jail after being separate.
What?
Children's jail. That's what's going on. And it is called the children's jail down on the border between Mexico and Texas. Is called Casa Padre. But it's basically an old Walmart that's an abandoned Walmart building.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's equipped with a classroom. It has a medical examination room. It houses more than 1,400 boys. Dozens of them have been forcibly separated from their parents at the border. So basically what they're doing is the policy now is if you're caught crossing the border illegally, they're going to criminally prosecute the parents, and they're going to hold the children separately. Advocates worry that Casa Padre doesn't have the number of employers to experience or help children. I mean, these are children who escaped poverty, who escaped perhaps torture, war. Yeah, I mean, to make the trek from wherever they came from by foot, okay, hundreds and thousands of miles to come to this border means things were really going down where they were. Nobody leaves things when it's pleasant.
Exactly.
Okay? Okay? And it has to be pretty bad to go do that and then show up here and say, I'm going to risk being separated, and people are still doing it. Okay, that's how bad it is where they're coming from.
Right.
So advocates worry that Casa Padre, they don't have the support staff. Now each day, the federal government sends Casa Padre a list of children detained at the border to be placed in the shelter. They arrive in white vans, half a dozen at a time. They are fed, clothed, and showered. They spend 72 hours in intake. That's basically jail. Okay. They're vaccinated. They're checked for tuberculosis, sexually transmitted diseases. They are then medically cleared to join the other children in what they're calling it a shelter. It is a jail.
So what happens to the
children?
kids, though?
This is children jail.
But what happens to the kids that are sick then?
Okay, they probably, if you don't want to be sick in immigration detention, they will let you die. I am telling you, I've seen it firsthand.
That's insane.
There's now 1,469 boys in here. They're allowed outside of the jail into the yard 2 hours a day.
That's
Just
jail.
like jail.
Child
Yes,
prison.
this is a child's prison. Okay, this is what Donald Trump is doing, and has been doing it for the last month or two, and now, only now, has television cameras or even reporters. Nobody in the United States knows this is even going on.
Right.
Okay. So when they come in, this is what the reporters say. See, when they come in, there's a hallway, and it features two murals. One is a mural with Donald Trump in a quote, and one is a mural with former President Obama and a quote. And each has the backdrop of the flag that we see here. Now this is Barack Obama's quote. Oh, we got Donald Trump's quote up first. All right, so
Doesn't
this
he
is
look
Donald.
like a modern day Hitler in that.
He does. He does.
Just looks
Exactly.
like,
yeah. So this is what Donald Trump's quote says to the boys as they come in. Sometimes by losing a battle, you find a new way to win the war.
Really?
That is Donald Trump's quote. Okay. Now, President Obama's quote, which is on the next mural, says, and this is what the boys see when they come into their jail. Okay. Barack Obama's quote is, "My fellow Americans, we are and always will be a nation of immigrants. We were strangers once too."
That's how you do it.
That is
Right.
that's nice.
That's
That's how you do it, right? They only have a certificate of occupancy for 4 boys per room, which is basically a locked jail room. But they're putting 5 in because they're over capacity.
Of course.
Like a
Yellow
jail.
lines on the ground mark where the boys have to line up every morning. In the cafeteria, there's another mural that tells the kids to speak quietly, ask before getting up, and do not share any food.
Wow.
Next to the beds are all of their belongings that they get. 2 T-shirts, 3 pairs of socks, 3 pair of underwear, 1 polo, and a pair of jeans. Lights have to be out by 9 o'clock at night. There's no talking until they come back on at 6 a.m.
Wow.
There are so many children that they attend schools in 2 different shifts.
Oh
One in the morning, the other in the afternoon. The 2 hours they spend outside each day include 1 hour of physical exercise and 1 hour of free time to talk to their friends. The boys are allowed to make a total of 2 phone calls a week. Sometimes there are situations where children have not been able to reach their parents for over 6 weeks already.
Wow.
Actually, it's worse than jail because prisoners get way more
Right.
than phone time twice
Correct.
a week.
And they have no advocates for them, no lawyers for them there.
And no lawyers are appointed to them
no,
either,
no
right?
lawyers are appointed to them.
Wow.
They have to go see a judge by
Oh, shit.
themselves, and you're wondering why they would lose their case
Yeah.
or their rights are being trampled on. Now, a group of legislatures, including many Democrats, Representative Pamela Jayapal, Illinois Representative Luis Gutierrez, Texas Rep. Al Green, California Rep. Judy Chu, Illinois Rep. Jan Schakowsky, they've been protesting and stopping traffic in Washington, D.C. They were hoping, they had to sit in on the street hoping to get arrested, but the Department of Homeland Security does not want to give them a publicity photo of getting
course.
arrested for this,
Right.
so they're refusing to arrest them, and they're just stopping traffic.
Wow.
So what that really means is that at the border there should just be a bunch of news cameras there because then they won't want to give them the photo op of arresting and ripping these children away from their mother's arms.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
that's true.
so the administration's official line on family separation is that it is forced by law to separate adults and children. That is not true. There was a 1997 case, Supreme Court case, that said that you could if you wanted to. But there's not been a president who has done it since this day.
Wow.
But they say they're forced to do it because it's not a forced thing.
Absolutely
It's
not.
just an allowed thing.
Right.
But nobody has ever actually done it.
Could you believe the animosity that these kids are going to have for this country when they grow up?
I don't know.
They are going to turn into some
I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking about what it hasn't even their animosity, just their psychological well-being generally.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on at the border right now. Let's see if we can help Karen in Orlando, Florida, and we're going to take a couple more of your calls at 1-800-529-5465, and after that, we're going to get to your social media questions. So let's go to Karen in Orlando, Florida. Karen.
Hi, good
how are you?
evening. I'm okay. I have a question re-immigration. My husband took me here. However, I did my 5 years. I'm wondering if I need him. Well, we're separated. I'm wondering
What do you mean?
if I
What do you
need
mean?
him.
What do you mean by you did your 5 years? It sounds like a jail sentence. What are you talking about? It was like a jail sentence. It sounded like it the way you were describing it. So you're telling me you had your green card for 5 years, and your question probably is, do you need them for citizenship? And the answer is no.
Can I file by myself?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And you can get
when
divorced.
I did look at the immigration paperwork, it was asking the time he got his citizenship.
Just say unknown. If you don't know it, you don't know it. We're separated.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you so
You're very
much.
welcome. Good luck. All right. Let's go to Samantha in Los Angeles. Samantha.
Hi, Brad.
Hi. How are you?
Fine, very well. My question is, I'm holding a temporary green card, okay, and my son is on visit. He's 22 years old, and he's holding a B1, B2 visa. So I wanted him not to go back home anymore and petition it from here.
How did you get, Samantha? How did you get your green card?
Well, I'm married to a citizen.
And where's your husband?
Oh, my husband is here.
Okay. Did you marry him before or after your child turns 18?
Oh, this is my child on my first marriage.
I understand
we get
that.
Divorced and I get married in here.
Okay, and
So
you got to answer my questions before I can answer your question. How old was your child when you married your husband?
Oh, he was 20 years old.
Oh, he's 20 now. You told me. So you just got married. You don't have. How do you have a green card? How did you get a green card and get married in the same year you got your green card? That makes no sense.
No, my son is 22 years old.
He's 23 now. Oh, I thought you said he's 20
Yeah.
now. Okay, my apologies. Okay, and
yeah.
he was 20
So my
when you,
question
and he was 20
is,
when you got married.
so he's having B1, B2 visa already since long.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I got my temporary green card.
Okay, so you can
wanting him not to go back anymore.
Okay, but you filing for him is going to make him illegal.
Oh, well, why is that? Because he is already in B1, B2. Is it possible for him to stay here, or he has to go back?
You filing for him, okay, and doing nothing else, he will be illegal. He is visa for 6 months. That's it. Takes about 6-7 years for you to file for him. Where are you from? Philippines?
Yeah. Is any option for him to stay and not needed to go back?
Yeah, change to another visa that allows him to stay longer. Okay, there's lots there's student visas, there's student visas, investor visas, work visas. There's lots of different visas. Hold on, and we'll see what we can do to help him. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay?
All right.
All right. So there you have it. Jonathan is making a date for later today.
No,
who are you going out with?
not.
Who are you going out with? Yeah, he was. While I was answering questions, while I was answering questions, he was. You can tell when you're talking to a woman because you were like intense. You weren't even you were not even looking up. All right, so I know you were talking to a woman. All right, he took out his phone while I'm answering the questions, and he's texting. I'm telling you, that was intense texting.
Get off of me.
That was intense texting.
I see
right?
Jonathan on there. I feel like you hit the nail on the head on that one, Brad.
All right. So anyway, sorry to interrupt your love affair over there, Yonathan.
Lord have
right?
mercy.
But we got to get to something that we call social media check-in. That's where we will be answering your immigration questions and any other questions you may have of us in something we call social media check-in. All right, so Yonathan and Belgium Kim are going to ask their questions. Any questions you have. I'm waiting for funny questions to come in,
hey, guys, go ahead, do
that. Boxers, briefs,
That's exactly. Don't tempt them because that's exactly. You're going to not get any more immigration questions.
We'll take them all.
I'm a boxer briefs type of guy.
Well, those are two different types.
No, boxer briefs.
Oh, boxer briefs. That's like the. I know what you're talking
briefs
about.
Are like the dun-dun-duns, like the Supermans.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da! Charge!
I don't wear those.
You don't wear those?
Nah, not anymore.
So basically, the boxer briefs are they are the briefs, but they have kind of like the bicycle short.
There you go.
Right thing on it, right?
Yeah.
That's how you like it.
That's how I like it.
That's how you roll.
Nice and supportive.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm going to ask this, but now we got to know for the sake of completion, are you a boxers or a briefs man, Brad?
Brad looks like a boxers type of guy.
I would have said boxers too, but like plaid boxers, I don't know why, but that's where I went. No, like fancy boxers.
I am a boxer's briefs guy, just like
really?
Yonathan.
Hey! Well done, male bonding.
Male bonding there.
Judge a book.
Yes,
We
don't
need
judge.
another woman on this show.
Plaid boxers.
Right, plaid boxers.
Come on.
How dare you, Kimberly?
All right, let's go back to something that we call social media check-in. We got off there. We go. All right, now it's going to start.
Let's
All
take
right.
this over again.
Okay.
All right, so I have one from Thelma Flores.
Yes.
She's asking for a friend.
Okay, of course.
All right, her friend came here to the U.S. in 1992 for assumed name, and she married a U.S. citizen, and she got her green card of...
Oh, she called.
She called.
Yes, and I said it depends on whether or not she notified immigration when she got her green card. 'Cause she probably paid a penalty fee. Whether or not she made a fraudulent entry. If she did, then they would have required a waiver, and she would have got her green card anyway. So I don't know what she said at her green card interview.
Okay, we can go to the next one.
Saliu, who got his question in super early at the beginning of the show, says, I got deported after being convicted of CIMT. I'm married with a U.S. citizen and we have kids. How could I get back without waiting on the 10-year ban?
You need waivers. A crime involving moral turpitude. It's not a bar to getting a green card. You see?
I was like,
know what
ooh,
it was, right?
CIMT,
Yeah.
no clue.
Yeah, crime involving moral turpitude. You need a waiver. You need a 212 waiver and a waiver to overcome the crime involving moral turpitude. But there's a way to do it.
Awesome. I have one from Olive Mullings. Hi, I lost my citizenship papers. How would I get these papers back?
There's a form.
Ooh,
like anything else in life, there's a form. Okay, there's a form for that.
Okay, what is the form?
You know, it's like immigration. You know, it's like Staples. Yeah, we got that. Yeah, there's a form for that, right?
Okay, what's the form?
Oh, you're asking me a lot now.
Wasn't there a thing that's also called, there's an app for that? Am I making that up?
That was like, you know, the whole, when iPhones really started popping, and it's like, oh, there's an app for that.
There's an app for that.
There literally is an app for everything.
Yeah, so the application for the replacement naturalization certificate is called the N565.
Ah.
There is a form for everything.
So you go and you Google N565 and you'll be able to find
Correct.
Yeah.
Or you get good lawyers to help you fill it out.
That part. Wait, what? Are you gonna be that?
No, I mean like Spar Bernstein. Really, it was more of a.
Right here.
There you go. Well, we've got a question from Shelly Ann who says, "Can a son file for his mom if he just got his green card about a year ago?"
No, he has to be a citizen.
Oh, okay. I have one from Vulcan.
Oof, my Star Trek nerd is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from Star Trek.
Lisa Bling Rose wants to know what's going on with Brad and Yonathan.
We just had a bromance.
We're just discussing what's underneath our pants right now, right? I mean, come on.
Denisha said she wanted to know, but she did not want the whole world to know.
Well, maybe for you. Maybe for you,
definitely for you.
I don't know.
This is definitely for you.
Denisha is all you, Brad,
Right.
and you know.
All right, so I have one from Volcran. How long does it take for take 212 form processing I filed?
212 waiver.
Okay, all right. So end of January, I didn't receive anything, and a $950 check is still in my account. So that means they didn't process
accept
it.
They didn't process it. So you got a problem. They didn't get your application. Come see us.
Okay, we've got a question from Wendy Brown, who's asking for a friend of hers. Her cousin got married to his daughter's mother. She's 9 years old, but he and the mother have only been married for about a year, and the wife has become incredibly abusive to him. He now has his Social Security card and his work permit, but the interview isn't until July 10th, and the abusive wife says that she does not want to go on this interview. What are his options?
Well, if he's being abused, you file a VAWA application, an I-360, and then file the I-360, move out with all the proof that it was a real marriage, show up to the interview on your own, show the receipt that you filed a violence application, abuse spouse application, and then they'll keep your case pending until you get your green card through abuse.
All right, I got one from Ankanbi. Ankanbi,
Okay.
so nice. We named him
Ankanbi.
twice.
You had used that one before. All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
All right, so can my wife change her last name to my name the day of her citizenship interview because she already changed her social security number and her driver's
the answer
license?
is yes. Your wife could be Mrs. Akambi.
Okay, so Mrs. Ankanbi.
Ankanbi, right.
Tohib, yeah. But said it does not want to change her green card name and prefer the day of the interview. And
you don't have a green card anymore once you're a citizen. So so this is what happens when you go on your citizenship interview. Okay, because Mr. Akambi is complicated. Okay.
Okay.
All right. When your wife goes on for her citizenship interview, they will ask your wife, "Do you want to change your name?" She will say yes. I want to be now known as Mrs. Akambi. Okay, she will write it down. She will still be her other name up until the day she swears in. So just because she says on the day of her interview she wants to be Mrs. Akambi doesn't mean on that day she becomes Mrs. Akambi. She becomes Mrs. Akambi the day she swears in after she passes her interview, which will be several weeks later. They will give her naturalization certificate that says Akambi on it. Then she can go and get her driver's license as Akambi, and her social security number as Akambi, and her U.S. passport as Akambi. And guess what? She's now known as Mrs. Akambi Akambi.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be. She's gonna change it to Akambi Akambi.
No.
More power to her. The last name.
It's like if you married Kim Jong-un, you would be Kim Kim. Okay, it's the same exact thing.
And that's the only reason why I wouldn't marry Kim Jong-un.
Right?
That's really what's standing in my way.
Yes. Donald, I want that Belgium Kim as my wife. What no deal? Would you do it for world peace, Kim?
Who would you rather, Trump or Kim?
Oh, no, we're not playing that game.
Oh, my God, let the world blow up.
We're not playing that game.
Like an emoji.
Guys.
Yes.
It's going to be a worldwide sacrifice.
We're not playing that game. And this is what we call social media check-in. All right, let's go. What else you got?
Anna says, convicted of fraud and misrepresentation before 1996. Is there going to be any way to overcome that for the parent of a U.S. citizen?
Yes. Yeah, it's been a long time. You could file a waiver, certainly.
All right, Mary Anderson says, hi, how long does citizenship process takes? My fiance is
9 months.
Okay, so my fiance is a green card holder for 15 years now, and he wanted to marry me, but should I go ahead and let him marry me, or should I wait until he becomes a citizen?
Go get married now. Even if you're here in the United States, he doesn't file for you. By the time you get your green card, you've been married for more than 2 years, and you only go through the process once. Remember, if you're married for more than 2 years, the day you get your green card, you become a permanent resident. You don't get a 2-year card. It's always better to get married.
We've got a question from Mafuzur, who says...
My foot hurts?
My Fuzur.
Oh, my Fuzur. I thought you said my foot hurts.
That would
I said, I'm getting... My foot hurts in like some kind of accent. My foot hurts. My foot hurts.
Yeah, my foot hurts. Yeah. Well, I would call the podiatrist show. You're calling the wrong show,
yeah. Right. That's my French accent coming out. I'm sorry, you guys. Mafuzur says...
My foot hurts.
You guys are killing me. I'm never going to be able to get through this. He says, hi Bradshaw, what's the percentage of success for somebody filing an EB-3? What kind of documents are they going to ask for after getting a labor certificate?
The documents are proof that you had experience in the job that you claimed you did, and proof that your employer can pay you the prevailing wage after all their other expenses are paid. And if you have both, it's 100%.
All right, I have one from Kim Edwards. How long do you get a green card after a work permit, and do you pay to renew from Spar and Bernstein? That's one question. Well, that's two, but I have another.
You get your work permit about 4 months after you file. You shouldn't have to pay to renew it.
All right, and also, the case is under DV?
Domestic violence.
Okay, have continuous order protection. How long till the green card will be given?
About 18 to 20 months.
We have a question from Jody, who says, I just got married last year in October, and now I'm in the process of adjusting the status of my wife. But the point is, my salary isn't enough to sponsor my wife. What's my option? I'm getting a new job that is going to cover the salary to cover my wife, but I don't have the job yet.
Mom, can I get an affidavit of support from you? Dad, brother, sister, friend, cousin, second removed? Start calling people for an affidavit of support. I've never met anyone who can't get an affidavit of support from somebody.
People look out for each other.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
All right, Angela, Miss Ann Hurd. I have a friend that's in West Africa, and I want to bring him here to the States as my fiance. I have no clue where to start or how to start the process.
You file an I-129 application for a fiance if you're a U.S. citizen. You bring them here to get married. If you have literally no clue, then you call 1-800-529-5465. That's calling me, and we'll have a consultation. I'll tell you exactly what to do. We'll give you lots of clues. You will not have to think about what you have to do after the consultation. You'll know exactly what you
I would have just gave you that second one because that's all that really matters.
That's
just call the
exactly.
number.
Call the number.
They got you.
Call the damn number.
Yeah, somebody wants to take away all of my worries and stresses?
Yes, call that
please.
number.
Call
Yes.
in that number.
Give him a number.
Sophia. Sophia says, I'm asking for a friend, obviously. Her daughter filed for her, and she has 2 children that are aged 16 and 12. She brought them to the States. Could she go ahead and get them adjusted if the one is, as long as they do it before the 18th birthday?
You can do it before they're 21.
Oh, we got some time.
Yes, you got time till 21.
All right.
By the way, how are we doing in sharing?
Last Groundhog Sam update was disappointing.
Yes. Did he like quit or something on us again?
No, he just updated us.
Oh, he did.
I'm going to look for it real quick.
Yeah.
It was, but I mean, you guys, you know the drill. You need to do better. You need to share the show. We're answering all of your questions. Why wouldn't you share the show?
Yeah, it's 98 to 47.
To 47.
So I guess Brad Show Live, and Lisa Bling Rose is watching the count. She doesn't believe it.
Maybe because, when you share like 20 times like Lisa Bling Rose does, maybe it doesn't count all the 20
times. It's just that it's in terms we need more people to share it.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Salio has a question. What are the chances of getting back legally after getting deported from CIMT?
We answered that one.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, twice.
Yes.
All right.
So nice he asked it twice.
Yeah. Babatunde.
Yes.
So asking for a friend, how long does it take after your I-130 interview was approved to putting in the remaining filing?
What I-130 interview?
Huh?
In other words, an I-130 is just to prove that there's a bona fide marriage, but I don't know if the person's in removal, if they're just married to a permanent resident. I'm not exactly sure. We need a little more information for me to answer that question.
Babatunde.
Babatunde,
a little bit more information.
Right, sometime today, we need to hear from Babatunde.
Babatunde, holla at us. Give us some more information so we can answer your question.
Like Baba today.
Baba today.
Baba today.
Yeah,
Babatunde
like a
as to
today. Yes.
Mark says, hi guys, I'm a Jamaican national who was convicted of alien smuggling. Could this be removed or fixed?
No, and alien smuggling is like a permanent bar. It's a big problem. You got to prove that you were not alien smuggling.
And given that you just put on Facebook that you were alien smuggling
is probably not
that's
the
going to be
smartest thing.
problematic.
Well, he's saying that he got convicted. He didn't say that he did it.
That's true.
All right, so I have one from May Pedro Jimenez.
Yes.
Yes, Queen.
Mr. Jimenez.
Yes. How hard is it to get a green card for someone who is already here but has been deported more than 2 times and returned?
Really hard, because that person is basically, as soon as you file, is admitted to a crime. They've been deported twice. They're back here now. As soon as you file, you say, I'm here. The government says, wait a second. You're here. You were deported twice, and you came back again? We're going to put you in jail for like 10 years.
Damn. That's a damn.
That's a damn.
Damn. That's true. That's like become your new catchphrase.
Yeah, right?
Dang. Right, but then when you say dang, it's like a fake
It's different. No, dang is like, it ain't as serious as damn. Yeah.
Yeah, it conveys different meanings.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Much
definitely
like
ain't
tone.
a dang.
Right.
That's
No.
a damn.
What about dang it?
Do people still say dang it?
Dang it.
Nobody says that, but Ninja Turtles.
That's it?
Dadgummit.
Daggone it.
Yeah, in the South we say dadgummit.
Yeah, maybe dang it is like the guy down in the trailer down by the river in the South.
Where the aliens
Where the aliens are. I was just say where you get abducted by aliens.
I think if you're in a trailer and an alien comes and gets you again, like 2 times, you were abducted to the second time, you would say, dang it again.
Yeah, that would be a dang it. Like,
dang it again, they're abducting me a second time.
See, I would not be that polite. I would not go dang it if it's the second time I'm getting an alien abducted. Diane wants to know, good morning. Good afternoon. How long after I submit an affidavit of support and a visa application for my husband should we hear back, and how long before they're going to schedule the interview?
All right, so you did the visa petition. It got approved. Then you did the affidavit of support, and that's already been submitted back. Assuming you've completed everything else, should be in under 5 months, 4 months.
All right, Mark D. Green has a question. I have a friend who got asylum and was recently picked up by immigration and is currently incarcerated by immigration. What can he do?
Why was he incarcerated? What happened? What did he do that he got picked up?
Just says that he got an asylum and was recently picked up by immigration.
You got to call a good lawyer like myself because I need to know what happened, why they picked him up. They don't pick him up because he's a choir boy.
True.
That's
right.
I mean,
this is true.
Wrong place, wrong time could be
maybe,
a thing.
Right, because he got approved already.
We have a question from Sylvie who says, could an ESTA visa be changed into a different status while one is back in the USA?
No. When you come, that's basically the visa waiver. You cannot change your status to anything. Now, you can get married to a U.S. citizen 90 days after you came and then file an adjustment, but you can't change to another visa. You can't change to a student visa or anything like that. All right, so we're going to do one more each, I think.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, I have one from Linda Balde. So I was married to a West African before and did his I-130, brought him to the USA. He changed instantly, so more or less a visa seeker. My question is, I am really married to a wonderful man. I want to do his visa work, but my ex has made the threat I will never bring him here, and I am asking, can he do anything to stop it? My ex, by the way, was reported for marriage fraud.
No, he can't do anything to you. Go get married.
Get married to that wonderful man.
Yeah. Salty exes are not going to ruin your happy.
You know what? I mean, that's just an ex being abusive still.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exes can stay haters for years.
Yes.
This is true.
Nikila wants to know, if you traveled to the U.S. in 2016 and spent 5 months and 2 weeks, how soon could I travel back again?
I'd stay at least 2 years.
Okay. So she's probably about good if it's in 2016.
Probably. I would wait towards the end of the year, maybe 2019.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so let's go to Omar in the Bronx. Omar.
Hey, Brad. Good
How you doing?
evening. So
How are you?
I'm not doing good, Brad.
You're not doing good.
Question, right? I was married to this U.S. citizen, right? From Jamaica. We got married. She lied and said, I was abusive to her. So I got locked up. I got locked up, and she got the marriage annulled, right?
Annulled?
I'm the second husband.
She got annulled?
So
an annulment, not a divorce.
Yes, an annulment, not a divorce.
And you're the one who needs the green card.
Yes.
Okay, why didn't you fight the annulment?
Well, I tried to fight it, but the lawyer that I got from in California, wasn't doing nothing to help me because I have all evidence, pictures, conversation, everything, and it was like, you had other clients. So the day when the trial didn't came to court, and so I get fucked. Excuse my language. I get messed up. This is not the first. I'm the second Jamaican that she does this too, right? Our first husband.
And this also happens in California.
Yes, also happened in California, same house. And I'm wondering what I could do because right now, Brad, I'm here and I can't go back to Jamaica. I feel like killing myself.
Well,
and
the problem is that you got the marriage annulled, so that means the state says it was a void marriage for fraud. So that's where your problem lies. I would need to meet with you and take a look at this annulment and see what the reasons were for the annulment. Okay, so hold on 1 second, all right?
And Brad.
Yes.
Is there a way I could, speak with you?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you directly instead
Yes,
of one of
me
your
directly.
attorneys?
Yes, me directly. There's a way you can speak to me directly. You make a consultation with me directly. That's how you get to
Okay.
speak to me. Hold on. Let's go to Sophia in Mount Vernon. Sophia.
Hello, good
Hi, how are
evening,
you?
everyone.
How are
Hello?
you, Sophia?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I'm asking a question for
Yes.
a friend. She wants to file for her mom. She's now a green card holder, but pretty soon she'll be able to apply for a citizenship. So she's asking if she put it in as a green card holder when
can't.
she get upgraded to
Nah.
a citizen.
No, you can't put it. Nope, can't do it. You got to wait till she's a citizen.
She have to wait
Yep.
until she's a citizen?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, the day she's a citizen, she can put in for mom.
Okay.
All right.
But I think you could file for someone being a green card holder.
You can, but not a parent. You can only file for a spouse or a child.
Okay, I understand. Thank you
You're
so
very
much.
welcome. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Jackie in Wisconsin. Jackie.
Hi,
Hey,
how are you?
How you doing?
Good. I'm just gonna ask. I'm a J1 visa holder,
Right.
and I just want to ask if you can help me obtain a green card through employment. And I only have like 6 months left for my DS.
Maybe. You would need to have a consultation with me, and we would have to figure it out.
How long does it usually take?
Well, it depends if we're
Or
doing a perm
is
application.
there like a?
Depends if we're doing a perm
Yeah.
application. It depends on what category you're going to fall into. Depends if you have a 2-year home
Oh,
residence
okay.
requirement. There's a lot of things we need to know. So hold on one second, okay? Let's go to Jackson in Fort Myers, Florida. Jackson.
Hello, good
How are you?
afternoon. Good. Listen, I submitted a fiance a I-129F for my fiance.
Right.
And then I checked the post office website, and then I see the application was received more than 10 days ago. And then I use my credit card to pay. They never take the money from my account, and then I don't see anything. So I'm trying to see if there's anything wrong. And I don't
Well,
know.
wait about 2 weeks. If they still haven't taken it in about 2 weeks, then there's a problem, and definitely have a consultation with me.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. All right. So with that said, it is soccer season.
Yeah.
Football season, as they
Football.
say everywhere
Football.
else in the world except here. And the World Cup's going on in Russia. Okay.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy. So I recently spoke with Melissa Ortiz. Now she is a first-generation Colombian American, but she played on the Colombian national women's soccer team that played in the World Cup.
Oh my God.
And she
Wow.
came to the Brad Show Live to have a discussion with us. And she not only played in the World Cup, she played in the Olympics, 2016
Wow.
Olympics, as a female soccer player. So she came to the Brad Show Live and had a conversation with me about her life and her travels to America and her American dreams. Let's watch.
Nice.
Joining me today is Melissa Ortiz. Melissa is a first-generation Colombian American who qualified to play both in the 2015 Women's World Cup and the 2016 Rio Olympics with the Colombian national team. She's with me today to discuss her immigration story and her path into playing professional women's soccer. Melissa, wow, that's amazing. First of all, thank you for joining us today. And you qualified, it's amazing, you qualified for both the 2015 World Cup, the 2016 Rio Olympics. What an achievement. Congratulations to you. And there you are. There's a picture of you.
That was during the Olympics.
That's during the Olympics. So you're a first generation. You're born U.S. citizen, but you also have Colombian citizenship as well. You're a dual citizen. Tell us a little quickly about your family's immigration story from Colombia to the United States.
My parents arrived to this country about 40 years ago. My mom was around 6 years old. My dad was around 16. My mom arrived to California. My dad arrived directly to New York. Years later, they met in New York, true love story, and here I am now, living in Florida, born to 2 Colombian parents, and my brothers and I are first-generation Americans.
So now I understand, reading from the notes, that your father didn't even have a high school education. Donald Trump is talking about not wanting people without education. They don't fit in. They can't do what Americans can do. Tell me about how your dad, without a high school education, not speaking Spanish, tell us a little bit about what he did to survive.
Well, I think both of my parents just have always had a work ethic like no other. I don't think it's because you're Colombian, American, German, wherever you're from. It's just who you are as a person. When my dad first came here, he did not know English, like you said. And right away, him and his brothers and sisters started taking English classes. And, they had to dive into high school because he was 16. And he would have to take English classes at night. And then he wanted to become a mechanic. And he dropped out of high school because, well, he had to make a living. He had to help pay to support the family. And he became a very successful business owner, and my mom as well. My mom had to take, English classes as well, help her parents, my grandparents, learn English because, they were in their 30s and 40s when they arrived to this country to work in New York City. And my mom became a nurse at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital there in New York.
Now, your father has a very successful business down in Florida.
He's 63 now.
Right.
I hope he doesn't hear that I said
Right.
that. But he's no longer a mechanic. He's the owner and service advisor for all the clients that come in. So right now there's 3 service advisors at the front counter, and then about 5-6 technicians in the back, and then you have your accounting staff and marketing staff in the front as well.
But certainly he's a very successful small businessman and obviously does very well for himself. Now, you grew up in Florida. How did you discover soccer?
I have 2 older brothers, and we would always just play soccer in the yard. I used to always go to their games. They played competitively, like travel, club soccer, high school soccer. So I'd always be around the sport. And me being the youngest sibling, the only girl, I would, always be invited to go play either in the yard, in the community, or in soccer fields with a bunch of their friends. So I was always the only girl playing soccer with a bunch of dudes.
Did your brothers ever play for any, professional team or Olympics or World Cup?
No.
So
they say that they live the dream through me.
And I guess you playing with all the dudes just made you a more competitive person. You're thinking.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
So how did you segue? Did you take private soccer lessons? Did you just play with the dudes in the backyard and just became this fantastic soccer player? What did your parents do to encourage you to be, to end up being an Olympian?
I think a mix of everything. My parents have always been tremendously supportive since day one. Although, when they tried to put me in ballet at first when I was little, that was like a no-go, and then they didn't work. And then they said, okay, maybe we should invest in her sporting career. So, they always had me involved in basketball, soccer, volleyball, all the sports possible. And I had a great talent in soccer. My mom used to drive me to all my soccer tournaments, whether it be 15 hours away or, here locally. She would always sacrifice, maybe not sacrifice, but
she was the soccer, when they say the soccer mom, she was the soccer mom, right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And, she would put me in these specific classes. For instance, there's one called Fast Camp here in South Florida, where it teaches you how to be faster, more agile, quick. And I think just a mix of everything between the trainings that she would put me in, and then of course me just playing in, the barrio here,
right.
The local area, with other boys and guys, it made me better. So a mix.
So how'd you segue into like, wow, I'm a really good soccer player, I'm playing locally, I'm playing with all the dudes and I'm keeping up with them? How did you segue that into all of a sudden, wow, I'm really good, I can do this professionally?
It all fell into place in college. I always had dreamed of playing for the Colombian national team, although I didn't know it existed until I was probably 18 years old. And during my freshman year of college, a scout saw me play in a college game, and he knew I was a dual citizen. He knew my parents were Colombian, and my last name is Hispanic.
Right.
So he asked me if I would be interested in going to try out for the Colombian national team.
So you had to fly to Colombia to try out for the team?
Yes, I missed my almost my entire second semester of college.
Where was the tryouts? In Colombia? In Bogota?
In Bogota.
In
yep.
Bogota. So tell us a little bit about what was involved in trying out. How many women or girls were there training?
About 25.
So how did they determine who was going to be on the team and who wasn't going to be on the team? How did they pare everybody down and say, okay, now you're on the team?
For that one, it was just specifically a camp, like a training camp. So at the end, they didn't tell me, hey, you're on the team, or hey, you're not on the team.
Right.
It was just, at the end, it was just kind of like, hey, you did a great job. We're going to keep in contact for the upcoming tournaments in the next year, which is what happened. Exactly a year later is when I got called up for a tournament to try out.
And what tournament was that, and what year was this?
That was a 2010 under 20 FIFA World Cup, which was hosted in Germany. So we had a 2-month training period right before the tournament. And it was about 25 days straight, and then 8 days off, and then another, 20, give or take, days straight again of training. I had to leave my semester early, then, go to Colombia and try out. To be honest with you, I've never attended any of my graduations.
How was it? How was the experience of being on a team, representing Colombia and traveling the world and playing soccer? Tell me about that experience.
I believe it's one of the most honorable and unique experience one can ever have. For me, it was a very personal achievement, especially for my family, because we are Colombian. My roots are Colombian. For instance, when I went and I played in Germany and during that World Cup and I scored a goal against Germany and the stadium was full. Yeah, I looked up and I saw my family up in the stands, and they're just screaming of excitement, and I started tearing up because for them it's such an impactful moment. So for me, like, all the experiences around soccer, everything that has given me, from a almost free education in college to meeting wonderful people around the world, travel experiences. I mean, I'm so grateful to this talent that I've been given and I've worked hard for.
Well, I can tell you, as a parent, I can understand why they would tear up, because as a parent, you give so much of your time and effort to your children, and you want to see your children succeed, and then to see your children succeed at the highest level on the biggest stage, of course, they would tear up, and of course, you would tear up as well, I would assume, because you've put so much time and effort your entire life into this, and there you are being celebrated for the goal. Was it the same team that went year after year? I guess you were on the team of 2011, 2012, 2013, or did you come off the team, on the team? How did the team change over the years? Because eventually you were in the World Cup in 2015 as a team member. Tell us how the team changed over time. Was everybody close on that team?
So we're kind of like the generation of players that have formed women's football, women's soccer in Colombia. We are like what in the U.S. is comparable to the Mia Hamm and the Brandy Chastain.
Right.
So since I joined the team in under 20 team, we were very young. And then once you are too old to be in the U20 team, then you jump to the full team. And it's around pretty much the same girls that go up through the ranks. And there's some that get cut, there's some that don't. For instance, during the 2011 World Cup, I was cut the very last week.
Right.
And that was the very same year that I jumped from the U20 to the full team. So I wasn't there yet. I wasn't, at my top game yet. And then 2012, the Olympics. It was our first Olympics. We were the first women's team in Colombian history to ever compete in the Olympics. So for us, it was already an accomplishment.
Right.
Although we didn't get out of the first round. But it was, I was 21. My teammates were like 20, 23. We were super young.
And tell me the experience of being in the Olympics. What was that like? How did that go? I guess you lived in the Olympic Village. How were you treated? First time, 21 years old, to be playing in the Olympics.
First off, it's very nerve-wracking to make that Olympic roster, because in a World Cup and other final rosters, you can roster 23 players. Mm-hmm. For the Olympics, the Olympic Committee only allows 18 players. So your chances are even more slim to make the final team.
Right.
So every day you're giving it your all to make the team. Now, once, you go to the Olympics, it's one, like, it's a relief, but at the same time, it's like, oh my gosh, now it's the real deal, now I have to, compete for a medal. But the experience in itself is very, eye-opening, because unlike a soccer tournament, unlike the World Cup, all eyes aren't just on you. Eyes are on your Michael Phelps, on your Usain Bolt,
right,
on, different Olympic athletes. So it's awesome because you feel also like a sense of community, a sense of athleticism around with everybody. It's so cool to see. And then in the Olympic Village, obviously, it's a lot of you get a different vibes. You have people who are preparing to compete, within that week, and they're very on a strict regimen. You have people who have just finished competing and they're done.
And
they're kind of ready to party.
Right.
I'll never forget. We got to the Olympic Village, and this one runner, I think she was one of those long distance marathon runners.
Right.
She just won the gold medal she's from Kenya. And we see her in like the Olympic Village cafeteria, which is ginormous.
Right.
Like you have
Right.
you have different food sections from every continent.
Right.
And then in the corner you have a McDonald's. And also
and she was
we
stuffing
see
quarter
her-
pounders, right?
Oh, she had like 3/4 pounder, a Big Mac,
That's
French
funny.
fries filled out, like
That's
the apple pie.
That's right. Yeah, because she was. I guess she was so training. She missed all that stuff. What is your biggest memory of being in the Olympics? What is the biggest memory you have that you take back that you say, wow, I'm never going to forget this?
I would say 2012 Olympics. I'd have to relate it more to my family as well, because I played in this awesome stadium against the USA, actually. And although we lost that game, me personally, it was a moment that I will never forget, because one, I always wanted to play against the USA, and two, my family, like, we're all there in the stadium watching me. So that was just a memorable experience. Other than that, our last Olympics in 2016, we tied the USA.
Wow.
2-2. Yeah. So that's a huge accomplishment for us. Comparing 4 years had gone by. So it was awesome.
And how did the Olympics compare to the 2015 World Cup? Was it different? Was it the same? Was the pressure more at the Olympics or at the World Cup?
So I have a different perspective, because I don't know if you knew this, I was injured 4 days before the World Cup.
Ah.
So I made the World Cup roster 2015, and we were on our way up to Canada, and we stopped in Colorado, and we were playing against Costa Rica, and then we had a few just friendly games to go over tactics 4 days before the World Cup. And in one of those games, I tore my Achilles.
Ooh, that's painful.
Yeah, so it was horrible. And the day that my teammates 4 days later flew up to Canada, I flew down to Florida.
Was that depressing?
To rehab.
Was that depressing to you?
Yes, to say the least. To say the least.
How did you get through the rehab? How did you force yourself to get through the rehab? Because you made it back to the 2016 Olympics. A lot of people would say, kind of give up. I already did it. What got you to get back to that elite athlete level?
I said to myself from the very moment that I was injured, what better motivation to have than the Olympics? It's not like the whole cycle had ended and I had nothing to really motivate me to get back. I had one of the biggest stage tournaments in the world just a year ahead of me. And they told me that it was going to be very challenging, because a torn Achilles can take a year or more depending on how you tore it. So I was so, happy that I was able to get back, 8 months past surgery, and then started to compete around 10 months past surgery.
Did the doctors say that you were going to make the Olympics, or you really had to push yourself to do it?
They didn't tell me no. They never wanted to tell me no. They said yes from the get-go, because they wanted me to have that mindset that I was going to do it.
So then after the Olympics, you started to play pro soccer. Is that correct?
Yes, after the 2012, yes. Correct.
Right. So tell me about being a professional soccer player. What is that like?
So being a female professional soccer player is very different than a male soccer player, because obviously we don't get paid as much as the men do. So some of my normal days, for instance, my first experience playing professional soccer was in Iceland. So in Iceland, in the morning, I would wake up, I don't know, around 6:30, 7, and I would go coach an Icelandic girls' youth team, their summer camps.
Just to make some money. I looked up the pay discrepancy between men and women in professional sports, and there's a big pay discrepancy between men and women in many different areas: lawyers, doctors, mechanics, everywhere. But there's an enormous pay discrepancy between the highest paid male professional soccer player and the highest paid female professional soccer player in the world. Cristiano Ronaldo plays for Real Madrid. He's the Portuguese professional footballer. He also is on the Portugal national team. He made over $79 million in earnings last year, whereas the highest female player, Alex Morgan, she's the American two-time Olympic gold medalist, FIFA World Women's Cup champion, forward for the Orlando Pride, and she also plays on the national women's United States soccer team. She is only making $650,000 a year. If you can just give me your comments and thoughts about the enormous pay discrepancy between the two.
Cristiano Ronaldo, he probably gains all of his, or majority of his money from sponsorship. Likewise, Alex Morgan. I believe that Alex Morgan makes $650,000. 75% of it must come from sponsorships from Nike and Coca-Cola and whoever else sponsors her, which she deserves greatly. She's a great player. But I think there's a huge difference because in the U.S., the women's national team, as many have heard, have been fighting for equal rights, which they should because they're the ones who have qualified and qualify consistently to World Cups.
And have won World Cups.
Have won World Cups,
correct.
Exactly, and gold medals. Where the men's team in the U.S., they just recently did not qualify for this upcoming Russia World Cup. And they're the ones, filling the stadiums, also selling jerseys, and they should be getting paid equally. Whereas in comparison to us in Colombia on the Colombian national team, we're not fighting for equal pay. We're fighting for pay. Period. To actually earn a penny or something for the time that we put in and the hard work and risk of our body and everything that we put in. We're fighting for pay, but it has to come from us within, and obviously, like fighting for any type of rights and everything, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear to speak out, because there's fear of losing your place on the team or getting axed from the team. So it's just an ongoing issue that we also see here in the USA with women.
Well, I agree that the women should have equal pay, especially. I mean, soccer is as popular as popular for girls, for young girls, as it is for young boys growing up and playing. I mean, soccer is just as popular in the suburbs and in the cities with women as it is with men. As far as you playing professionally and you're just fighting for pay, period, tell me about what a typical professional like yourself, or tell me about your own experience trying to live and survive and eat and put a roof over your head being a professional soccer player.
It's
a female
challenging,
professional soccer player.
Yeah, it's challenging, and I'm always open to tell everyone how much I made, because it's not like, it's not going to a doctor or dentist, hey, what was your annual income this year? I say it because there needs to be change. There was a summer league in Iceland, a professional league, which it was my first pro league. I was making around $1,500 a month. And then I had to work extra during the soccer camps. I played here in the USA as well, in the pro league here, $2,000 a month. I'd have to work extra as well. So it's these kind of circumstances that, us as female athletes have to go through, plus train all day, plus, prepare your meals so that you're not eating out and spending more money, and then plus working on top of it. So it's an ongoing, issue and something that we have to fight for, because there's potential. We have viewers.
It's an absolute struggle to do something you love and to do something that you're great at, and not get any pay whatsoever, and then see other athletes making millions and millions and millions of dollars. That even makes it worse and worse. So
Correct.
I agree with you, because I mean the amount of time and effort and energy you put in to bringing joy to many people, not only from Colombia, around the world, watching you play soccer, and risking injury, and to be making what is basically minimum wage. Basically, that's what it is, to be making minimum wage, and at the same time watching other professionals who may not have even had as great success as you making more just because they're men. Are you still a professional soccer player to this day, or have you given up, hung up your cleats?
I don't want to say hung up yet. 8 months ago, I decided to put a pause on my soccer career so that I can do what is needed and make some money.
Yeah, that's sad, actually, that you would have to do that.
Yeah, I played since 2012 professionally, and then 4 years of college prior to that. So give or take, since 2010 years. I didn't have a good savings or anything for my future. So I said, okay, I think it's time right now to focus a little bit on my future.
So what are you doing now?
So right now I work full time at a family business, and then at the same time I have a few side projects going on. One of them is that I started during my injury, actually 2 years ago, which is a bracelet company called Vacano Bracelets, where I support artisans in Colombia. Built it from ground zero, built the website myself, all the product photography, all the social media, everything about it, you name it.
Right.
And then we wholesale into stores. So right now I'm in 30 stores.
Wow.
Not like around from Hawaii to Nevada to New York, Maine. So that has been growing. I work nights on that, and as well as I'm working on a soccer project as well right now, which is going to be more in terms of a blog style, more on camera, more info about women's and men's sports, inside stories, trainings, all of that. So I keep very busy.
Very good. Now, where could somebody find this Vacano bracelet?
So I'm here.
Oh, you just let's see. Get closer. Let's see. Oh, very pretty. And you make those yourself?
I helped design them, but they're made in Colombia by street artisans. So literally during my recovery from my major injury, I was walking the streets in Bogota, and I saw just artisans on the floor with their blanket out and selling bracelets. And at that same time, I had heard about a popular bracelet company here in the U.S. And I said, wow, this is really cool. Maybe I could start something with, these awesome products. So yeah, I kind of jumped on it.
That's cool.
Just dove in the deep end.
I was in Cartagena about a year ago. I didn't make it to Bogota, but I know what you're talking about. The street artisans, there's the leather goods, the jewelry there, and they just need a couple of dollars. They're so talented.
And the sad thing is that now in Bogota, the mayor has become more strict with these street artisans, that the police are kicking them off the streets. They're not allowing them. Also in Bogota, it rains a lot. So they're unable to make, their whatever, $20, $30 a day when you exchange to dollars. So it's very challenging for them to make a decent or consistent living. So from my part, I feel very, I don't know, it's very humbling.
You're helping people, you're helping artists, and at the same time, you're trying to make a living. So it's a double win for everybody. Where can somebody find your Vacano bracelets?
At www.vacanobracelets.com, and it's spelled VAKANO bracelets.com. And then my Instagram, the company's Instagram is very cool. A lot of great photos from people who wear them around the world and their travels.
And the Instagram is also Vacano?
Vacano bracelets.
So before I let you go, if you can tell us what your American dream is and what you need to achieve it, or maybe you've even achieved it already.
My American dream would be to continue working hard for what is my next career, my next dream. So I already, like you kind of said, fulfilled one of my American dreams, which is, becoming an athlete, a professional athlete. My next step would be to be on camera and work for a big, sport television broadcasting company. That would be a dream of mine.
All right, wonderful. Melissa Ortiz, thank you for joining. World Cup participant for Colombia, first generation U.S. citizen. Fabulous interview. Thank you very much for coming on our show.
Okay, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks. All right, so that was Melissa. I thought the most interesting part of the conversation was the pay disparity. Although she had a great story.
Yeah.
I
didn't think it was going to be that big of a difference. I thought she was at least going to be in the millions.
And then think about everything that she has to do to sacrifice just to be a professional soccer player and not make any money doing it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like, I would need some kind of motivation to stick to that, and you gotta love it then.
Yes.
Also, 9 months after ACL surgery, she's back on the field competing.
Yeah.
That's why it really matters the doctor you guys choose, because the doctor could have easily said, you can't do it, you're not gonna go.
Yeah. Not only the doctor, but the therapist, and you also have to have the will to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what'd you see in the news here? Yonathan decided, since he started the Bradshaw Live, he's like, I gotta start reading the news.
See, I'm starting to read.
Yes.
And look, I got breaking news this time.
Yeah, he's got breaking news.
Right, so this just came in from Huffington Post. This is about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, our not friend. We were just talking about...
Sarah Huckabee is the press secretary.
Yes, the press secretary.
The embattled press secretary.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the worst job. It's got to be the worst job.
Oh my God.
Be the press secretary for Trump.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think only being like the wife to Trump. That could be worse.
Nah, because she ain't got to sleep with him.
She doesn't got to sleep with him, yeah. Spent his money.
Yeah.
Right.
The life that she wanted. She got it.
She got it.
So we were talking about detaining the immigrant children, and this is the reason why I'm bringing it up. Sarah Huckabee Sanders just cited a biblical term, basically said that she cites the Bible as a reason to detain these immigrant children.
What does it say in the Bible?
So
I would like to know where God said the Bible to put little children in jail.
Quote from Sarah. It is very biblical to enforce the law. That is actually repeated a number of times throughout the Bible. And
but the Bible is talking about moral laws. Okay,
That's the difference.
I'm not a biblical scholar or a theologian in any way, shape, or form. But the Bible's talking about the laws that the Ten Commandments,
Exactly.
the laws that God put down. Those are laws about morality. Do unto others like you do unto you.
Exactly.
Right.
Don't commit adultery.
Ten Commandments.
The Ten Commandments
Exactly.
stuff. Okay, I don't remember any Ten Commandment that says, put your child. We're going to separate children from their mothers and fathers and put them in jail and. That's not in the Bible.
Yeah, so obviously it didn't make sense. So the reporter, Acosta, actually said it doesn't have to be the law. You don't have to do that. So this is when she goes and offends Acosta and says, basically calls her dumb.
He's the CNN reporter.
Yeah.
So he's been battling. He's actually been battling. It's not even like the press is reporting anymore. It's like
no,
press,
it's a battle.
It's a battle.
Oh, yeah. So they're going back and forth
yeah.
basically. So she actually calls Acosta dumb by saying, "I know it's hard for you to understand even short sentences." So now this is like, this is a show.
Wait.
It's literally a reality show, and if they had glasses of wine or martini glasses, they would be throwing it in front of each other's face. Like this is.
Well, all I can tell you is the Bible. I do the few. I'm not a theologian. Thank you very much.
I got you.
Okay, but the Bible talks about laws and morality.
Yeah.
This is immoral.
Yeah, they don't mean the United
Any
States
law.
immigration policy.
Yes. And moreover, I think she's saying that because a lot of evangelical Christians are coming out and saying what is happening there is immoral.
Yeah.
Because it is immoral. We just heard about a child being taken away as he was being breastfed by his mother.
Yeah.
That's as immoral as it gets.
Or the children being taken away and saying, "Yeah, we're just going to take you for a shower," and then never to be seen again.
Sick.
I feel like I remember hearing something in school.
I remember hearing something in school like that. It was called the Nazis did it.
Exactly. Here, come this way for a shower.
Come this way for a shower.
Oh
exactly.
my God. Oh my God.
So sad.
Yeah.
So sad.
It's disgusting.
All right, let's go to Mr. Singh in Orlando, Florida. Mr. Singh. Mr. Singh.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. The question I have,
Yes.
I had lost my green card, and I applied for it for 2 months ago. How long does it take for them to send me my replacement back?
It should be 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months?
Yeah.
Is there a way to check it on the website?
Yeah, you go online.
On the U.S.
Yeah, go USCIS processing times, case processing times.
And check it?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thanks so much.
You're very welcome. All right. We have any questions left?
Yes, I got one more.
Okay.
Can I squeeze it in?
Squeeze it in.
Oh.
Philippe says, is it possible to work outside of America with a U.S.-based Christian organization on your green card? And if so, what's the time frame that I'd be allowed to leave for?
Less than 6 months. You would be banned your permanent residence if you stayed out for more than 6 months.
Okay, and that's all we got for right now.
Yes, you only not abandon your permanent residence if you're working for the U.S. government abroad or you're in the military abroad, but not working for a U.S.-based organization.
I would have actually thought there would have been some sort of
no,
nothing.
All right, and we have, ladies and gentlemen, before we leave, we always have to have the comments of the day comment of the day.
We got 3
What
today.
do we got?
We got 3 today. Because you said that people didn't care.
Yes.
They showed up and showed out on their caring, even if it wasn't for their sharing. Our first comment of the day is from Denisha John.
Yes.
And Denisha said, if I said I don't love you all, I'd be lying. You guys are too much.
Aww,
very nice.
Denisha. Thank you.
That's after we told her.
That's after we guilted
your
her.
Boxer, your boxer.
She loved us after she had found out my choice of undergarments.
Your choice of undergarments. That was very important.
Yes.
We also have another comment from Asset Lindo, who said that we are in fact a family. Asset said, it doesn't matter if you can't tell me that family is only the people that you are born into. She said that we are all family in the Brad squad and that we are evidence.
Wow, very, very sweet comments of the day. These are very, very sweet comments of the day. Usually we pick the funny one or the silly one, but you picked a very...
I went sweet today.
You picked a very, very...
I think it was needed.
Very needed one today.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
I got one more, the ultimate compliment. What would you say would be the biggest compliment in terms of you as a human being? Do you have one? I can tell you right now. A pregnant Natalie McLean is going to name her baby Brad.
Wow.
It's true. Okay.
Serious?
So, no, she's actually going to name him Malachi.
Oh, damn it. I thought she was really going to do it.
She said the only reason that she isn't going to, his
thought
name is
about it.
Malachi.
She thought about it.
She thought about it too late. Because baby's name is already printed on everything.
Wow.
They have the car seat. They have the, or else it would have been Brad.
Yeah,
that would have been pretty.
That would have been pretty.
Next thing, someone's gonna get your face tatted on them.
All of a sudden, Brad goes to the top 10. Baby names of 2018.
It's gonna be a Brad Squad baby.
Yes.
Natalie is absolutely
A
right.
Brad Squad baby.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great night. Be well. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.